Good evening, good evening, good evening. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the evening.
In the evening. I'm still getting used to that.
All B, buddy the guy. Yeah, it's weird. Very
Yeah,
weird.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Fresh edition on this Friday. It is the Friday, July 24th, 2026. And this is our second evening show. We're just kind of rolling into it, trying to get used to it. And I hope that you do as well. So if you're there, let us know. Love to hear from you. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for remembering. Thanks for ringing the bell so it chimes every time we come up. And yeah, we're just gonna keep it rolling. How you feeling over there, buddy?
Man, I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Definitely looking forward to today's show. Got some things on my mind, want to talk to y'all's about. And yeah, kind of getting used to this time slot, like you mentioned. It's weird, but in a
Yeah,
good way, in a good way, in a good way, in a good way.
in
So
a
yeah,
good way.
definitely looking forward to see who pops in and wonder if we get a different different kind of crowd, get the same usual suspects. Speaking of usual suspects, I see Pops Marlon checking in. So TGIF to all of you. Thanks for tuning in with us, joining the conversation. Yeah, man. How you doing? How you doing?
Tired, boss. Very, 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 very tired. I might end up pulling a Michael Scott on the air today. It's like that. And it's the way
Yeah.
it is.
I mean, this has been a long week for you. It's been a long week for you.
It's been a longer day. So you said, but we're here, like trying to make it happen. Gonna make it happen. I'm glad I'm actually back in town in time to do this because I was
Hey.
rushing back to try to get back here to make it happen. So we're here and setting the intention for the weekend is the goal. Season 5B, teamwork makes the dream work. Gonna talk a lot about getting together and all that good stuff during this episode. So let's go
Man.
ahead and fire it up, man, and get it started. It's First Sky Omaha in the evening.
In the evening.
All B, buddy to God. It's going down.
Hey.
All I'll say is this: I talk to all legitimate reporters.
First Sky Omaha.
In the morning. Once again, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, First Sky in the evening.
In the evening.
Happening right here on a Friday. We're here from 4 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it is the July the 24th, 2026. We're already coming to the end of July. And even though it was something like 70 degrees and rainy in Omaha this morning, it's supposed to be like 90, 95, 100 tomorrow, next day. So still hot, still very hot. But what I found in my travels is it's hot everywhere.
Yes, sir.
All around the world. It's hot.
Man.
Right.
The whole world. The world, Craig.
The world.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Speaking of the world, we got the weekly rap world happening right now. It's getting ready to drop. It drops at 4:00. I'm starting to drop it now while we're on the air. So if you haven't signed up for the weekly rap, go ahead and sign up so we can get you in there as we drop it right about now. And it is sent. So there you go. Your weekly rap newsletter is in the air. Check your email box and just catch up on some things that's been going on this week. Of course, we got lots to talk about this week. I'm really interested in juxtaposing what it was that I was where I was and what I was doing and what was happening with what was going on in Omaha because it's a lot of the same. Everybody's not eating lettuce and everybody's hot. That's my assessment. So yeah, interesting things going on for sure, and I can't wait to hear what you guys got to say about it. I see Black Dynamite in the chat saying, "Can I get a good morning, y'all?" Here, either laugh loud as Friday. We made it. There you go. That's what's up. You can get a good evening. That's what's up. 109 in Vegas, bro. Yeah, that's wild.
That's too hot. It ain't quite been in the triple digits here in Atlanta, but I'll tell you what, it's been muggy. Like man, I'm usually in Omaha around this time. So yeah. Wasn't ready. Wasn't ready.
There you go. Pop says, "Hey, those meeting naps are working well for Trump." Meeting naps.
No. Sir. We need the nuclear codes.
I have the best codes. What codes do you need? Yeah, I'm just traveling. I'm coming back from traveling today, so I'm very, very tired. But I'm very excited because I love the fact that we're doing this evening thing, and I'm hoping that some more people that want to watch will be able to watch now because we changed the time. This whole point of this, and we listened to what you had to say about it and decided, hey, let's give it a try. So here we are. I, we can make that work there. I see Donnell Sessions in the chat saying, "Good evening, person." Turquoise waving.
And I think they done broke down it's supposed to be an emoji there, like
Wrote out the emoji. I love it.
yeah.
Pop says, "My AC is sweating bullets, man. 109 Pops. That's crazy.
Working overtime.
Overtime. Gonna be working overtime here in Nebraska tomorrow. 100 degrees and muggy out here too. So, yeah, that's what's up. But the heat is on everywhere. Everybody all around the world is hot in more ways than one. We definitely got some things that we got to get into to talk about. But before we do, a little bit of community updates. Of course, info sessions is going on. Shout out to One Omaha. They're doing Good Neighbor Week. Saturdays between July 18th and August 8th. So it's still going on. And I saw some video and some photos and stuff out there for the last gathering that they had. Seemed to go good. Good turnout and all that good stuff. She says, join One Omaha for free information sessions to learn what Good Neighbor Week is all about. So if you went to the Good Neighbor Week on July 18th, let us know. Love to hear back from you on that. Still saw there was a lot of meetings and stuff that was going on here this past couple weeks that we needed to kind of catch up on. So I appreciate you guys that went. Definitely check it out. And also, don't forget, summer camp is starting too. NOMA summer camp is going down. It's July 13th to the 17th or 20th to the 24th. So actually, it's wrapping up right now on the 24th. Okay. Sounds good. We'll have to check in with him and see how that went. Yeah, man. Very excited about this. I got a chance to walk through NOMA and see kids on drum sets, see kids playing bass. There's like 4 or 5 kids sitting there playing bass together in a lesson. On the other side of the room, like 5 or 6 kids on piano doing the same thing. So there was multiple lessons and camps and things going on when it comes to music. Shout out to Dana Murray, all the work that they're doing over there at NOMA for those camps, those deaf. And we can show our appreciation by hitting some of these jazz sessions that they got going on Mondays from 7 to 10. Yeah, it goes down over there. You really are impressed to see, especially the very young players getting up and really holding it down. So that's what's up. And one more way we can express our appreciation too is by checking out NOMA Fest that's coming up August 13th. Don't forget to get your tickets for that. This is, to me, the beginning of a lot of major players coming to Omaha, including people like Lenny Kravitz. We just got word that Diggable Planets is coming to the waiting room. Lupe Fiasco is coming to town. I mean, big Killer Mike, big artists. Yeah, it takes me back to this idea of when they talk about brain drain and they say, well, how do we combat brain drain? We need more venues. We need more more artists coming to town. And I can't deny that's part of it. It's part of it. Definitely part of it. Makes it feel like you're somewhere when you can go see a major show. So shout out to them putting it on. It's tough to do in this climate, but it's also tough to do in Omaha, period. It's not that kind of town. So yeah. But I love to see it. So shout out to them. This is the beginning of it because Mohini Day, Barcades, Mono Neon, Frank McComb, Keon Harold, Richie Love, major artists coming to town for sure. So shout out to NOMA for that.
Yeah. And yeah, Black Dynamite, he in the chat says, what? Killer Mike? Yeah, man. Killer Mike's coming for Maha Fest, I believe. With the wet leg.
Yeah. Killer Mike be opening for Wet Leg. Yeah, so there you go. But he's here, but he's coming. That's what it's all about. That's what it is. I appreciate you guys joining us again. We got a lot more haps and things. It is Friday, so we definitely talk about what's going on the weekend. And if you have anything going on the weekend as well that we did not talk about, love to hear from you about what you're doing. This is kind of that time for us to discuss it. What's going on over the weekend, especially for some Love Supreme stuff. You're gonna have some fun, spend some time with fam. I'm definitely on that tip. So let's do that. Black Dynamite is asking, where do we find tickets? Nona tickets. Yeah, good question. I think you got to go to their website. I think you can get it from their website.
NOMA.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely check it out. Go to their website and check that out. I'll also look too to see if there's any other places. I pretty much think that they're doing this independently, so they're going through their websites. But don't quote me on that. Check it out, and then if we get any more information, we'll put that up as well. And it's going to be all over. It's not just going to be at Noma on 24th and Lake. I think they're
Man,
playing by the Riverside. You know, they're playing downtown. There's a couple of different places that some of these artists are going to be playing, which is pretty cool. Kind of searching around town for some of them. But yeah, we'll get some more information. Maybe we can have somebody from Noma on to talk about this. The closer we get, this is going to be a major one. I think it's going to be a major one.
oh
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
RG coming through. Good afternoon, brother.
The man,
Says,
I completely forgot. Yeah, yeah. Almost did
it's
too,
okay.
bro. Look, it's a new thing. It's a new thing. He said till I checked my email and saw the weekly wrap. There you go. Okay, you saw
Yeah.
the drop happened. That's right. That's right. Yep.
That's kind of the point, though. It's kind of the point. This to coincide with the weekly wrap. Looking back on the week.
Yeah. Most def. Let's do that. Let's look back on the week. Let us know how your
Yeah.
week was. Let us know if any of the intentions that we talked about on Monday you guys were able to set and do. What did you accomplish this week? And if you didn't accomplish nothing, if you just survived, just let us know how your week
Hey,
was, bro. You don't got to accomplish something all the time. Let us know how your
so,
week was. Love to hear it. How was your week, buddy?
man, my week was good, man. My week was great. Let me not, underestimate it, or understate it. My hip hop heart is fulfilled this week, man. On Monday we had a pretty good New Music Monday after the show on Monday. I actually saw Omaha's own. Um, I'm drawing a blank on her name.
Machine Diamond.
Her sister, uh, uh, Naffy, Naffy G.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Not familiar with her yet.
Hey, she's dope. She's dope. Excuse me for drawing a blank. But yeah, from Omaha. Shout out to Naffy. She was dope. It was good to see an Omaha artist on the stage. Also, man, Too Short was there that night. He pulled up, so kind of was in the studio with Too Short a little bit. I got to see him work, and then a Large Professor DJ on Tuesday. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Just getting my hip hop life. So as far as that, and just personally in life, getting some revelations and things like that. Kind of going within. I don't know. It's a cancer season is coming to an end. It's been in a retrograde, things like that. I don't know if y'all into that, but yeah, that's what I've been on all week. That's what I've been on. So I'm feeling good though. Feeling good. Definitely getting back into my meditation. Didn't realize. I'm sure you feeling this coming back from your trip off from the West Coast, getting back to my weekly schedule. Like you don't realize how much of out of your routine you get out when you go travel, and how much your routine helps you stay centered, like stay kind of stay equilibrium. So getting back into that. But yeah, feeling good all in all. How about you, man? Yeah, you kind of feeling what I'm saying coming back?
Yeah, I'm definitely doing that. For those of you who don't know, I was on the West Coast for the last about 10 days. Tried to do some work out there. It really didn't pan out the way it needs. That regimen of the work really does need the schedule. But I did the best I could because the point was out there was to check up on some visit some family, hang out with some family, and take some time. I usually would have taken that trip on the break, but it didn't work out that way this time around. Some family members, because of work, had to do it later. So I just you already know I went out there and I was kind of doing the first couple episodes of the show on the road. But that was because it was for a good cause out there, visiting fam, living alive with one another. It was great. Same thing, man. I got to meet up with some folks. It's really interesting because I've been traveling around and moving around so much that I haven't been back in hometown in decades. So I was actually able to run into some folks and meet up with some folks that I haven't seen in decades, and folks that were very, very close to me in my teenage years and stuff like that. So it was really good catching up. Kept catching up. It was an extra bonus, not just catching up with family that I went to go see, but family that I hadn't seen in a really long time.
Hey,
And that team of people really was like, you know what I'm saying? I was P
mhm.
Funk again. It was, hey, P Funk,
Hey,
hey.
yeah,
And it was it kind of reminds you who you are, what you did, and who and all that kind of stuff. And it
that
was a
part,
good feeling. It's a very good feeling.
that part.
But I also, like I said, in my travels too, man, I kind of asked a lot of questions this time around to people that I was out and about with. just to see how everybody was living. Because I'm thinking about doing that here. Is really kind of talking to the folks in our neighborhoods in our community about how this administration and things has affected their life. And it's
Mm,
really interesting to hear some same things I'm hearing in Omaha. I'm hearing that the cost of food is too much, and and there people are worried about their jobs, people getting laid off of certain jobs and stuff like that. Government's not working for them the way they need to. Food is scarce. We talked a lot about this parasite that's in the lettuce. A lot of people were actively not ordering vegetables and stuff like that because they're kind of scared of what was going on. And then when it kind of broke that this particular lettuce company gave a lot of money to the Trump administration in order to deregulate some things. Now here we are with this tainted lettuce. It got real interesting how people started responding to that. So a lot of that,
man,
a lot of gas prices up $6-7 where I was at. Yeah,
mm,
kind of wild, man. So we're all going through the same stuff. Is what I came back with. We're all going through the same stuff, and I'm noting how people are trying to help each other get through all of that. And I'm also noting, some folks in my family and some other people that are just like, you know what, we got to go see what's going on elsewhere because this is we don't see no light at the end of the tunnel here for a few for this for our life here. We might need to go
mm,
check out something else. So
man,
a lot of people on that, man, that I wouldn't expect. A lot of people on that tip. Like we can't take much more of this. Uh
man.
Vegas was dead, man. It was like tourism was so far down. I've never seen it like that. It was almost like the streets was
Mm.
desolate.
That's interesting because it was something big going on. It was the NBA Summer League games are going on during the time you're out there. So it's
Mm,
usually a lot of traffic,
not like
dead,
it
huh?
was. Not
Man.
like it was, man. Yeah, they're saying it. Tourism is down for sure. For sure, for sure. We have to talk about Pops. You have to tell us more about that. I know that you were looking into that a little bit too, but yeah, definitely check it out. He says my week was fantastic. He said I had my Omaha fam here and we had a great time. It's been too long since I spent time with them, so it was a blessing. Yeah, it was great
Beautiful.
hanging out with you, Pops, for sure.
Beautiful.
Marlon's trying to get you on the air every time I go out there. He's like, get Pops on the air. Pops be behind the scenes these days for sure. Marlon says I went back to the gym after 3 week hiatus. Well,
Yeah, I've
nice.
been getting on my calisthenics tip as well, man. Trying to
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, something switched in my body as well. I'll be honest with you. Went to the beach, hit that sand, hit that salt
Hey,
water, felt that sun, and felt the body switch, bro. Like something turned, like the light turned on or something. It
come
was a
on,
trip.
man. Come on. Hey, it ain't
It
too late.
felt more like myself this last trip than I have in a long time. So that's what's up.
Man.
That's what's up. RG says, looking at the front door, Large Professor. I got Large Professor, man. Faking the Funk is on my set list right now. Right,
Come on,
right this
man.
minute, man.
Come on, man. Extra P.
Yes, sir. Donald says you're too short and natty and Naffy G. That's what's up. Cornfred RG says this week was all about recovery after the Strongest Man contest last Saturday. Please tell us about that. Please tell us about this
Yeah.
strongman contest. How did you do, man? Yeah, I bet you are in recovery as well. Black Dynamite says I saw some basketball highlights in the stands. Looked a little light.
Mm,
Everything's light. Everything's light. Cali and Vegas,
man.
it's a trip, bro. It's kind of a
You
trip.
know, I am hearing it in the DJ circles that just the economy, like people are really starting to feel the pinch. And it's just kind of interesting that you mentioned the food. We talked about that on Monday's episode, as far as what's the dream, and indication of the dream is your ability to feed yourself. And
Yeah.
a lot of people feeling that. And we kind of gonna be talking about that a little bit more today. So definitely.
Yeah. Matter of fact, let's jump into what else we're going to talk about today. I know we got a few things catch up on and a few things we can't wait to hear from people on. So
Yeah,
let's go ahead and jump into it, buddy. What's up? What's going
man.
on?
Well, of
Highlights.
course, I'm sure a lot of people been paying attention to. I actually saw Clarice Downbeck share something on strongly worded letters as far as the budget. So we'll be talking about that. Want to know, did anybody make it out also to the school board meeting? Shout out to Sister Kimra and the OPS school board, still trying to respond and figure out how they're going to navigate through this 50 or so $1 million shortfall that they have on the budget this year. So, what does that mean for the babies? Still looking at the future, but also looking at what's going on in regards to, man, definitely have to get into what's been, on my radar this whole week as far as this brother Wells situation. Is just kind of what you was talking about as far as the divisiveness, and how everybody has the same issues, but feeling like it's a lot of divisiveness going on. There's a lot of
Mm.
conversation about these black folk kind of popping up with this possible lynchings and things like that. If you've been paying attention to, yeah, I don't know, you've been out on the West Coast, but this has been on my radar this week, and kind of drawing that into also what's going on. If you heard, a Nebraska Examiner also reporting, apparently Governor Pillen got a threat to his grandchildren at a local school. So again, teamwork makes the dream work is this season's theme, and I'm glad you're going around asking people like, how are you faring, what's going on in your life, what are some of the issues that you're feeling, and how are you being impacted, because we're seeing the division. And again, it's interesting that while it's so divisive, you're seeing that a lot of people having the same issues as far as these prices going up, man. So definitely gonna be getting into that in the second hour. Of course, still looking at some of the food resources. Speaking of prices going up, things actually being reported as far as some of these pantries. Looks like numbers going down as far as people getting resources and getting help at some of these pantries. People are concerned, and it's not looking good at the source either, as far as farmers complaining about some of their prices going up. And I mentioned that on Monday, again, as we get closer into the fall season and some of the harvests that haven't been able to happen because of these wars. What does that mean for our ability to feed ourselves? Again, teamwork makes the dream work. There's definitely some resources out there we'll be sharing throughout today's show. But yeah, man, getting into all that and more. As always, if there's anything on your radar, things that have jumped out to you this week, feel free to drop that into the chat. Big shout out to those of you that's already with us. In the meantime, between time, Paul B, what's good? What's good?
What's good is that I had to come back and throw another computer system up and running so to get this going. So we don't have no break music. Yeah, we gonna struggle through and do the best we can on this. So yeah, just bear with us. We'll definitely, as a matter of fact, here let's play a little AI. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute, we got a little quick break. We'll be right back. First Sky Oklahoma in the morning.
In the morning.
Hey. Hey, we both said in the morning. We both,
man, all jacked up.
Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the evening. All B, buddy, the guy. Thanks for everybody coming on through. Do us a favor, share the show. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, share the link. Love to get as many people in the chat as we can. This is how it goes whenever we change time, change days, make some moves. It takes a little while to get the people back, let them know. Yeah. Like RG said, it's hard to remember sometimes when we change up a little bit. So I'm glad that you did. Glad that you got the email. Hit the bell if you're over there on YouTube. That always helps. Might get a message saying that we're on the air, we're on live. And more than that, just tell a friend. Let's keep the conversation going. We want more organic telling of the friends, because instead of doing a whole bunch of paying for advertising and stuff like that, we find it more effective to just talk to folks, because this is what this platform is for. Like, it's, advertising is kind of for selling stuff, but for us to have a conversation and kind of invite people to it. So if there's anybody out there that you think might enjoy this conversation or be able to add to it, let them know. Do us a favor and say, hey, this is going on Mondays from 7 to 10 a.m. and then Fridays from 4 to 6 p.m. Come on in. Let's have some discussion about what's going on in the news. There's a lot that you just mentioned as far as the headlines concerned. I can't wait to dig in. So let's go ahead and jump on it. What's first on the agenda?
First and foremost is talk about this budget, man. I'm seeing a lot of posts and actually some response to one line item in particular, 100 million plus, that I definitely want to get your take on, Paul, and hear from you in the chat. But of course, Mayor Ewing releases 2027 budget to the tune of $1.7 billion for the upcoming fiscal year. The budget will be funded through a mix of state and federal dollars, bonds, and of course taxes. The property tax levy, of course, around 44 cents for every 100 or dollars of assessed property value. So for those of you who owning some land out there, definitely want to check out your property value. That's something that Mayor Ewing is looking to use. He says the property tax levy under this budget remains flat with no increase. And so once again, we're holding the line on the levy. So definitely hoping that helps out, because at the state level, the whole property tax situation has been in shambles. But here we are. The budget also included. I'm sorry, what did you say?
No, go ahead. I'm just agreeing.
Oh, okay. The budget also includes some additional staff at the Parks Department, the Omaha Public Library, and Public Works, which is interesting. As I mentioned, we might have to talk about throughout the season the private-public situation. Of course, there's a lot of talk last season about the partnership between Omaha, city of Omaha, and Logier for Miller Park, and there's been talk about some other public and private joint efforts, especially around parks and other efforts around the city. I do want to examine that throughout the season, but also looking at the staff. Again, that's also something that we want to do this year or this season, as far as teamwork makes the dream work, and highlight and examine exactly how some of the pieces on the mayor's staff work together and the jobs that they do. Shout out to Tamara Dwyer. Shout out to Raquel Henderson. Even had Chief of Staff Tommy Warren on the show last season, and again, that staff looking to expand under this new budget. So definitely, kind of interested to see some of these new hires that Mayor Ewing might be thinking about with this. But of course, one of the biggest line items on the budget that a lot of people are talking about is this new joint headquarters for both fire and police departments that's supposed to be at the crossroads. That's the new central Omaha area. Again, as far as the development, before we get to the whole, police cop city of it all, just the fact that the city is being pushed out from down, like the new Midtown is 72nd and Dodge. That's the new central part of the city, which is interesting on how big the city aspires to be, and just how we view the whole situation. Because you're not from Omaha, Paul, but growing up, 72nd was pretty much out west. Like,
Right.
72nd was out west, and now it's pretty much the midpoint with this new library, and now $100 million plus, actually $150 million price tag on this joint headquarters for fire and police, which will be again the main location, the central Omaha location at the new Crossroads Plaza. 150 million in tax dollars. Ewing cited asbestos as part of the reason for this move in the current downtown headquarters. But again, it's pretty pricey. 100 million. What say you?
Well, I think we're probably gonna have a lot to say about this situation. First of all, I feel like everybody sprung it on us. Wasn't nobody talking about this. They would have got so much pushback if they would have put this out there for people to talk about and see and ask if they needed it or wanted it. That's crazy. And it's also the corner that we've been calling Freedom Corner. Every time anybody needs to go protest, it's really interesting that that's Freedom Corner that they're putting all this police presence on.
I didn't think about that. Dang, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. They probably looked at the Skurlock billboard up there and was like, we gonna fix this. I'm very, very hot about this. This is a typical shady mess, because if they'd have put it out there to talk to the people about whether or not if that's what they wanted right there. Well, we've been waiting on something like Crossroads for years. After they were tearing that thing down, we were wondering what was going to be there. Said a whole bunch of things about what was going to be there, some mixed use housing, some this, some that. We're all excited because of how because of this futuristic library we got across the street. Man, this corner is going to be dope. And what are they going to put there? A little cop city? Yeah, I'm not happy. Not happy. Lakeisha Green in the chat, give us a hey and in the evening.
Hey.
I'm glad you're on here. We're gonna have to talk about these opportunity zones coming up too. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
RG said in my mind, 72nd is still west. Yeah, I hear that.
I'm saying.
Also, Ariel's 402 says having the tax remain at 4% is good, but if property values are rising, there still is more that has to be paid. Says with potential to lose a paid for home to be taxed out of ownership. This is
Which
happening
is
a
a thing.
lot all over the country. Yeah, so you're right. It's a concern for real.
Man, and you be one of the ones to be eating breakfast and find out your house got sold in the newspaper.
Man, bro, for
Remember
real.
that story?
It's happening all over. Mondami or New York had to do something about it because it was happening over there so frequently. It was crazy. Yeah. Yeah, man. I know we're skipping around, but nah.
No, it's good.
Nah. This is we've been waiting for years for something cool to be on that corner after they took away Crossroads, and this is not it.
Yeah, man. And then like the excuse of it all, like asbestos, bro. Like I don't know. We might need to talk. I mean, I'm sure this is something that's going through, but it might be cheaper just to fix the asbestos where they at. You know what I'm saying?
Now they need a brand new shiny facility right there on Freedom Corner. So they already had Freedom that when we was out there marching and the protest was going on in 2020. They already had snipers and stuff up on the roof of Do Space.
Oh yeah. Never forget that, man. Never forget that. There is opportunity. Again, this is a proposal to the effect of the headquarters. He says it is my responsibility to ensure that they are in a safe, healthy space. That's why we're moving this project forward at this time. But again, there is opportunity for the people to say something. The Omaha City Council will host a public hearing on the budget on August 11th, followed by a council vote on August 25th, and the new budget will take effect January 1st. So again, August 11th will be the public opportunity to say something about this. But you're definitely right, man. This I mean, there's already renderings. Like there's somebody already got paid to do something
it's a done
for
deal,
this project.
It's a
Right.
done deal. It's for show to have a forum for the people. It's already a done deal. It's a done deal.
Leo A. Daily already got the check, man. They already got paid, man.
Anthony Ryder's right in the chat. What's up, bro? He says the people are not going to vote for a $155 million bond. No way. And asking the people for this while also increasing police spending by 8% is wild. We need to call it what it is. John Ewing is co-opting out. These more than Ewing on this one, but I don't like that that this is part of it. We have always been like, when is the previous position gonna come out? I'm sure we haven't talked to him yet. We haven't seen it, but I'm sure he's all for what they're talking about doing.
Oh yeah,
and it's crazy to put it at Freedom Corner. It's crazy.
Nah, you spot on with that one. I didn't even think about that. And again, ahead of this midterm election, what's going on with ICE? I mean, wasn't there just a protest at Freedom Corner about ICE last week?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Arrows 402. Defund the police now. Overfund the fire department.
I mean, they're gonna be headquartered there too. And I mean, do we need it? That's a whole nother conversation as far as the fire department and some of the folks that they hire.
Bro, I was in Vegas at Meow Wolf seeing this headline and had to stop everything and call everybody. I was like, are you kidding me?
Well,
I mean, you think about it like this. This is another thing. We do this. We look at this stuff all the time. Have you heard any rumblings about this happening at Crossroads before it was announced? Before there was a rendering? Before people got paid? It was the done deal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have too much. Like I mentioned, as far as Mayor Ewing goes, that the police and how he handles the police, and you know how he toes that line.
Yeah, that's gonna make or break. That's gonna make or break the whole situation. And I really it's the ugliest thing to me. That corner has such a potential to do something cool with that library across the street.
I mean, that whole corner. Well, I haven't really heard much about the Crossroads project in general. It is kind of interesting that this is kind of the first big thing to come out about it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, people have been asking for years. Well, what about this? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? They tore everything down. They left the parking garage. Something gonna happen next. Now that the library's done, it's
Man.
that's rough, bro. That's rough. Anthony Rogers Rice says he has put Denise Powell in an impossible position. She's going to be asked about it. If she doesn't support, she will be called soft on crime. If she supports, she'll piss off BIPOC voters and progressives. I mean, there's a lot to all this, bro.
So let me push it forward and ask this. Then let me pivot a little bit. Does this move with the opportunity zones? Does that change the taste in your mouth, or does that make up for it as far as Mayor Ewing's scorecard goes?
His scorecard. I'm not really looking. Mary Ewing is. I'm not looking at the scorecard situation. I'm looking at this thing in particular. There's a lot of other stuff that's going on that's good. The opportunity zones. I'm still kind of. The opportunity zones seem like they're a good idea on surface, and from some of the meetings that I've been to about it, especially when it comes to the Deuce, which I hope that Miss Lakeisha is still in the chat because she led a whole bunch of discussions on that. But I still have yet to find out whether or not those are good things. But I'm not ever going to look at anything like, well, everything's going to be, there's going to be some good things happening and some bad things happening, some things I agree with, some things I disagree with. The scorecard thing I kind of leave alone. I'm looking at this stuff individually. So and so even though on the surface it looks to me like opportunity zone situation is good, especially if it's good for the areas that we were that we were hoping that they would cover. I still need to learn more about opportunity zones to find out if that's what it is, or if this is the beginning of gentrification. We still need some questions answered.
Yeah, and I mean that's a fair question. It's a fair question. So let's go ahead and dive into the details if that's all right. Yeah, hopefully, if Sister Lakeisha is still in the chat, we'd definitely love to hear your voice on this conversation. But as we talk about, development and again, this new central headquarters, police headquarters, being one of the biggest indications for me of the growth of the city. You know what I mean? Again, it's not a small thing to move the central heart of the city. Miles, we're talking a few blocks up Dodge from what was 16th and Farnham, pretty much, or about 20th and Farnham up to 72nd and Dodge. And what does that mean for the surrounding areas as far as development goes? And this opportunity zone plays right into that question. This is coming actually from the state level, so it's not just an Omaha thing. This is statewide, as reported by Omaha World Herald. About 28 actually new Nebraska opportunity zones are being nominated as through their census tracts, where he hopes, being Governor Pillen, hoping that Trump's administration will let people take advantage of this federal tax break to promote private investment and economic growth in several areas. Pillen did emphasize that the program will help with creating more housing to make home ownership more attainable. He also touted local, state, and federal efforts to remove red tape around construction to facilitate growth. And of course, Mayor Ewing was a part of that. With Omaha being one of the areas, actually specifically Omaha's Millwork Commons and the Capital District being recognized as opportunity zones. Also, I do believe just recently, last month, Mayor Ewing was on a tour with Governor Pillen and one of the HUD officials, if I'm not mistaken, looking at the Highlander as a possible opportunity zone as well. So there's no official list. Again, this is still in the early stages as far as applications and areas being getting the official designation for some of these opportunity zones. But again, what does this mean? Possible dollars. There is some effort not only from the city and state levels, but also other partners, like nonprofit partners like Front Porch and Logier, who have designated about $40 million in bonds for affordable housing in Omaha's urban core. We've again talked about Lozier and their role, tunes of millions of dollars for the Miller Park situation, which I know, Paul, is kind of your interest as far as these opportunity zones, as we on our end, as far as Omaha, First Sky Omaha, looking at these specific neighborhoods. Your question is the Deuce one of these opportunity zones? We know there's some funds being diverted into the Miller Park area, but will that be an opportunity zone? Also, there's been some interest around Ames. Will that be an opportunity zone as well? So still looking at exactly what this means as far as real dollars and cents going to real people. But again, there is the ball moving on this situation, and Mayor Ewing is right there in the mix.
Yeah, we had him on the show last when we did a monthly meeting with the mayor. He talked about that, and we made we were understanding who made the decisions on that. It is the governor that makes the decisions on that, and he would make Mayor Ewing would make suggestions on it on some of the places, and you kind of needed to appeal to both of them if you wanted your area to be that. And I know there was a group of people around the Deuce that was putting that together. So so that this is something that I'm hearing that some people want in some of these neighborhoods. Like I said, there's still a lot to learn about them. From a little bit of research that I did, the opportunity zones work in this way where it relies on private investment rather than direct government spending. Process that involves two key components, which is capital gains reinvestment. So when an investor sells an asset like stocks or business or real estate, and realizes capital gain, they can defer their taxes by reinvesting those profits into qualified opportunity funds within 180 days. So that's one way that they can put money into an area and save some money on their taxes. And this is private. This is capital gain reinvestment we're talking about. And then also the investment vehicle, QOF, is an investment vehicle, usually a partnership or a corporation that's set up specifically to invest at least 90% of its assets to opportunity zones. There's some tax benefits here too. I'm just kind of, like I said, just learning now, just digging into what it is actually and how it works. And it is, the name kind of says it all too. It's an opportunity for other companies to come in and invest in an area and be able to save taxes. And it's kind of like when you think about cities that want to bring the movie industry to their city, so they allow tax breaks for movie for movie making and stuff like that. It's kind of it depends on people still coming in. So you're asking people to come into your neighborhood and invest in your neighborhood. This is the reason why it's a little scary, because who can come in? Who has that money to come in? It's almost like opening the door up for gentrification in a way. Tony Johnson in the chat says, I read article that stated upwards of 80% of opportunity zones do not benefit distressed or disenfranchised communities. I'd love to see that. Send that over to firstskyOmaha@gmail if you would. I'd love to read that. Like I said, I'm trying to learn about them right now. I definitely see how it could be a way to, if you're trying to upbuild a community, if you're just to, talk about the Deuce. We talk about the Deuce report. We're digging in to find out about what is going to happen with the Deuce, how they're going to revitalize the Deuce, how they're going to build out. And so having opportunities, having money invested in the area, especially an area that's been so disinvested for so many years, on the surface sounds cool. But again, who's part of that? What are the rules for that? Can there be can the group that are in those areas decline investment? There's a lot I'd like to learn about how it is to be able to keep the Deuce. With it being an opportunity zone. And I think it's going to be like that for each place that is one. It'll have to be kind of determined by the people and the businesses that are there, if it can be. But it might, like I said, might be a door just to open up for people to come in and kind of take over the area as well. Just don't know.
Yeah, I have to kind of go along with the feeling that Brother Anthony Rogers Wright is saying, as far as accelerate gentrification and displacement, like you had mentioned. The same question, even before you asked it, popped into my mind, as far as who's going to be in position to take advantage of some of this stuff, to be able to have the money to invest in order to defer the taxes. And then, not only, because even if somebody has the money and, from our community, do they need a capital gain Like, is this a flip for them? Do they need a quick capital gain, or would they also be in a position on the back end to take advantage of those tax breaks by being able to reinvest those funds and not have to, use it as a capital gain and pay bills or live on, you know what I mean, like using it as a quick flip, but actually in the business of investing in other businesses and reinvesting and in that cycle, which is a whole different game. And also thinking of the corporations that can take advantage of that. From the looks of it, the job market is pointing to a lot of them trying to eliminate jobs and streamline AI and things like that. So what industries will those be? Yeah, a lot of questions with that, and does seem like more of a trickle down mentality rather than helping the people at the ground.
Yeah, yeah. Most definitely. We'll have to take a little closer look at it. Mayor Ewing he was very open about about this subject when we talked to him the first time. So I'm sure he will be the second. The next time we talk to him about it.
Mhm.
And also, I'd love to bring on Lakeisha Green and some of the other people in those groups that were trying to set up for whether or not certain areas around the Deuce got it, because at the time these meetings were happening, we didn't know if the Deuce was going to be chosen. It was kind of a situation where they thought it might, and there was kind of one side of the street was going to be one thing, another side of the street was going to be another, which was problematic. So there was some discussion there about what to set up for if these opportunities come, and trying to rally the people that are already kind of building and developing and doing stuff over there, so that they can kind of lean on some other outside folks that they do business with, maybe, to come in. So it's also interesting to see what strategies are happening in some of these opportunity zones as well. And it's just like anything else. It could be something that's good. There it could be something that's not so great about it. So I'd love to hear more of what Mary Ewing feels like, how he feels like this is the opportunity. It sounded like he thought it was a positive thing we talked about the first time.
Mhm.
So we'll just have to see. We'll have to kind of see what's going on. But I definitely want to talk to more people involved in this, because it's super interesting as far as Deuce Report stuff is concerned. It's a major news on that front, when it comes to all of the investment that's happening there. So we'll definitely see. I
There we go.
appreciate everybody who's commenting here on this. If you have any more information about opportunity zones, especially, or if you've in some of the areas that are being named, love to hear from you about that. And I think this is something that we'll continue to discuss to get a grasp on what it is. There's so many things that area can benefit from, or door open to gentrification.
Hmm. Yeah. Again, it goes into the development, game. It's just a lot of opportunities, but really it seemed to come down to who's in position to take advantage of them
That every time.
every time. Right,
Every
right, right. Yeah. So,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Before we get to the break, I want to jump back into Marlon Harrison's comment. He says, to play
Mm.
devil's advocate, when it comes to the new police fire headquarters, how do we know if Mayor Stothard didn't start this project and now they just announced it? Yeah, uh, I doubt that. I doubt
Yeah,
that.
it's
And,
Mayor
and
Young's budget.
and the question is, what does Mary Ewing think about it, or whether he wants it or not? There's no other situation out there that's like the streetcar situation, where it was already going, a bunch of money was put into it, and it was already, he kind of just adopted it and had to take it over. This ain't that. I don't think this is that at all. I don't think this is that at all. And if it is something that got started before him, well, he's mayor now. How does he feel about it now? What's he doing about it now? It's my question. So we'll see. Look, I definitely think it's interesting to keep talking about it. I got so many calls over this past week about this story, because they're just like, how dare they do this?
Pushed it through.
Wild. Let's take a quick break and come on back and jump into some other stories. So I appreciate you guys joining us again. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Send some messages over. Send some links over. I was going to remind people that we're here from 4 to 6 on Friday night, and let's bust open the conversation a little bit more. Bring some more folks in, maybe even some different folks that haven't
Hey,
had a chance to come on and spend some time and have a conversation yet. Let them know it's going down. In the meantime, between time, we'll take a quick break and come right back. I'm sorry about this music situation, y'all, but it is what it is. We're gonna do the best we can. First Sky Omaha in the evening.
in the evening.
All be buddy to God. It's going down.
Hey.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the evening. It's muscle memory. It's okay. It's okay.
You caught me on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Welcome back, y'all. It is a new time that we're all trying to get used to. So we appreciate the people that have showed up and is hanging.
Yeah.
Let us know if it works for you. Let us know if you're what you're doing around this time in the evening. If this works
Yeah.
for you to kind of engage and be a part of it. You got it on, just listening, doing something else. I'd love to hear from you on it. We're going to constantly assess the times to make it easier for people to be able to engage, because this is a conversation. So I will definitely always take in that information. If you don't tell us live or on the group page, Friends of First Sky Omaha, you can always hit us up at firstskyOmaha@gmail. Send us an email over there. I wanted to make a quick announcement about the Black Men United Food Pantry route change. I know that everybody is used to how it goes around Ames, but it looks like they got something new happening here that they've been posting. Just want to make sure that we give them some time and some props as well. So this is the map. I did not uh, pull the stuff over, but this is the map now. I guess if you pass, let's see, Taylor Street now is where you need to go around. Not really sure how this route is taking off. See, cars will be
Mhm.
pulled down 30th Street from 32nd Boulevard, and then you got to go down Taylor Street this time, which is that street that's in between the police station and McDonald's. And instead of being out there on Ames, that's what it is. So they're trying to. There's construction and stuff like that going on Ames, so they are saying come down Taylor Street this time, and you can go around Spruce, come back around 32nd, go back up Taylor. So that's the new route. Shout out to everybody who does the work over there. Willie Hamilton, Black Men United, all their volunteers, all the people that donate food, and
Yeah.
everybody to keep this pantry rolling. It's one of the most important pantries we got in North Omaha in a big way, and it's one of the most consistent ones as well. They really help out a lot of people every week. Every week we pass by, Ames is just backed up with cars. So this is a new route, and pass that along for the people that frequent this on Saturdays. This is a route change happening tomorrow, Saturday, July 25th, and yeah, keep it in mind. Keep it in mind. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. With that, it is 4. What time is it? 3 already. Okay,
Yeah.
4:53. If you believe in the concept of time, we still are in stories. How you feeling over there, buddy? You good?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm getting ready for the next story. I'm glad you brought up the whole, Black Men United situation. And I'm glad that they, released that and just keeping that going. I've, actually, even me being down here, like have been guys have family members send me food and canned goods and dry goods and things like that from some of the pantries. Um, because hey, man, you need the hookup, man. Teamwork gonna make that dream work, man.
Yeah.
Teamwork every time, every time. So shout out to the fam for hooking me up, and shout out to the Black Men United for continuing to do that. Because you're right, man. It is one of the most important things going on the North Side and in our community, just in general. And across the board, people are feeling the pinch as far as food goes. We talked about it on Monday, and just this week, actually just yesterday, a Nebraska Examiner is reporting on alarming numbers coming out of DHHS, who say there's been a sharp decrease in families, those in need, getting government assistance and receiving public food aid. About 17% decrease, or about 25,000 people since last July have declined or decreased, and again, receiving food aid, which again a lot of advocates are saying is alarming. They tie it not only to the act President Donald Trump calls the big beautiful bill, but also to what they view as stepped up state verification tactics that make applying more difficult. Of course, Nebraska, a lot of times we call it the Mississippi of the Midwest, which I'll be getting into in the second hour a little bit more about that as far as the Mississippi of the Midwest. But again, we say that because we see that Nebraska is, eager, almost overzealous. If you remember, we've seen Governor Pillen actually enact some restrictions and things at the state level even before Trump's administration rolls them out. So again, this is, no shocker that we're seeing the effects. This is something that you've been asking about, Paul, as far as families feeling the pinch, feeling the wake of the Trump administration, and food has definitely been one of those areas. While that is happening, according to Eric Serviano, who's a Nebraska Appleseeds manager for food and nutrition access, he says, while that is happening, we haven't seen economic conditions improve. So again, while more verification, more red tape has been put up around food requirements, and again, um, agriculture, just that whole economy being oppressed, really, and kind of I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Just putting shambles, really, as far as the food that we already have access to in general from our farmers. But on top of that, again, just the sheer amount of money that people are bringing in on a daily basis not improving as well. He says he sees more stress on Nebraska families, emergency food systems, and communities. Also, shout out to Angie Lawrenson, who's with Nebraska for Us nonprofit. I believe we interviewed her here on the show. She says making matters more challenging are also longer SNAP application processes. So not only are the political and real life pressures making it harder for people to get food, but just the applications themselves getting longer, asking for more information, especially as states like Nebraska follow the Trump administration and make it harder for undocumented individuals to get public aid and get government assistance. That's impacting everyday citizens as well. So here we are.
Here we are. There are some things out there. Shout out to Paul Philman, who sent over some helpful news when it comes to this as well. But we do have to dwell on the fact that this is happening. We live in a situation right now where the administration takes a lot of these programs away to really help folks, and we see a lot of solutions, the kind of solutions that especially people in our community see all the time. As a matter of fact, I wanted to give a shout out, a win actually, to OTB, who just had
Hey,
Chucky Hepburn come by and do free meals for the Omaha community. You should have seen Benson, bro. There was
man,
there was a line all the way down to waiting room to get up to OTB, and meet him and get some free food and hang out. Shout out to what OTB. As a matter of fact, shout out to everybody who was involved in this. This was a
mhm.
huge situation. It was a major collaboration. North Omaha Community Partnership merged with Youth Day Food Giveaway at
What?
OTF Circular. Yeah, bro.
You mean to tell me teamwork made the dream work? Is
Teamwork
that
made the dream work, bro. T-
what?
Toronto Raptors point guard Chucky Hepburn returned to Omaha to have a free community giveaway. They interviewed him. I heard that. Shout out to Heard that interviewed him, and he was like, "Yeah, man, it's because my whole family taught me how to give back to the place that raised me."
Man,
So he's back here, and it was a huge day for everybody. Got to meet folks, and more importantly, I mean, if you're gonna come out and you're gonna come out and do your celebrity thing, do it in a way that benefits the people, just like this.
man,
People need food right now, bro. What better way if you're gonna be able to put some money behind coming out and giving back, give back with some free meals. So shout out to him, shout out to OTB, shout out to all the organizations involved, just making it happen in a time when we have to report things like SNAP benefits being pulled back and so on and so forth. We got
man.
solutions.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, shout out to OTB in general. They also just gave food away for Father's Day. They had the fathers and the babies lined up out the door as well. So OTB, man, showing how it's done in the community. Not just a local restaurant, but trying to be a fixture in the community. So big shout out.
Big time, big time. And then we don't want to stray too far away from that news about the SNAP benefits, because there is some stuff out there. Shout out to Paul Philman, who
Hmm.
sent over some stuff at Friends of First Sky Omaha that hipped us to this double up
Hey,
food bucks. Man,
yeah, man.
you got any information on this, buddy?
Yeah, there's actually a few stores in the Omaha area that are honoring this whole double up situation. Again, this is actually a national thing, but Nebraska again has enrolled in it. When you use SNAP to buy fresh fruits and vegetables at some grocery stores or farmer markets, mostly farmers markets in the Omaha area, but you will get money back. You'll get extra money to buy even more fruits and vegetables. Basically, turn one apple into two. This will be in the form of SNAP or EBT benefits. But again, if you're already enrolled, you can find a store near you that deals in that. Actually, let me see if I can pull this map up again. There is 4 locations. Actually, shout out to No More Empty
Mm.
Pots, the market that they have at the Highlander. Will be enrolled in this program. So again, if you ever been there, or if you haven't, this would be a good time to check it out, especially if you're in the Omaha, North Omaha area, but also Farmers Market in a downtown area, the Omaha Farmers Market in Exarban, or no, downtown, will also be in it. So you can check out. Actually, if you got this week's newsletter, it is in there, and we can post a link in the chat for those who want to check that out to see those locations. Because yeah, man, this everybody needs as much help as you can, especially with the food.
Big time. Big time. Appreciate that. Let us know if there's any other resources out there that you have come across that we don't know about. We'll definitely put them on our resource page on firstsky.omaha.com, and also just kind of spread the word on them when we do the shows as well. So, we is one of the reasons why we're talking about reaching out and seeing how people are affected by what's going on is for that. So we can kind of direct to some resources. The more that we find out about them, the more resources that come across our radar and so on. So, love to hear that. Love to hear that from you. Let us know. You can always put it in Friends of First Sky Omaha, or just hit us up directly for sure. Appreciate it.
There you go.
RG in the chat says, who I'm curious to hear about, hear what they think about the unified OPD OFD headquarters, Brother Tariq Alameen. I heard that.
Okay. Shout out to the
Yeah.
brother.
We'd love to have him back on the show for sure. And have some conversations about some of these things that's going on. You guys have been kind of quiet about that. Tell us what you feel about this OPD OFD headquarters being right there on Freedom Corner, for
Man,
the new crossroads. What
yeah,
have
yeah.
you been anticipating and waiting for over there before they made this announcement?
Man, Dawn Sessions says she's on the chat saying she think Mayor Ewing looked pretty happy when he announced that they were doing this. Again, I mean, he from the comments and quotes and the articles, seems like it's his pleasure. You know what I mean to do this. So definitely love to hear his thoughts on that. But yeah, keep it coming in the chat.
We'll definitely do that. 502, if you believe in the concept of time, well into the now we're in the second hour of First
Yeah,
Sky Omaha in the evening.
in the evening. There you go. There you
Mhm.
go.
Yeah, got to get it right. We're not used to the evening time. But
Nah, man.
feedback, give us feedback. Let us know how you feel about the evening time too. Before we go to a break, just want to also give a shout out. I like what you did, buddy, when you started off about the wins that
Mm.
we can be highlighting throughout the show as well. And shout out to Ernie Chambers, the pre-opening of Ernie
Hey.
Chambers Legacy Library. Yeah, man. Shout out to all the work that his daughter has been doing on this stuff. He's been doing. He's still in the game, working, making it happen. It's really interesting. So shout out to him. They just had this pre-opening of his Legacy Library and Research Center, celebrating Senator Ernie Chambers' 89th birthday. I saw a lot of people walking around taking pictures with him. He's been out and about, and people celebrating his life journey as well. And this was awesome to have the pre-opening of the Ernie Chambers Library. That's not the thing I was looking for. Let's see, and it's the same thing. Okay. Yeah, had a little brief word on that library, but I pulled the wrong thing. But
Oh man.
yeah, shout out to them for that. I really appreciate that they did that and got that ready for him on his birthday too. It's definitely a win.
Mhm.
It's also in North Omaha. So it's a facility that they've
Yeah,
been working on for a while. And to get it up and got some pre-opening going on is
yeah.
pretty all right.
I actually was gonna make a comment on that. Speaking of teamwork, making the dream work. A part of our team, is they been a part of making that dream work. I didn't realize it was actually in that building. Shout out to Miss Gayla Chambers, who was again working in that building and working to, develop that building and convert it into something that will definitely honor and recognize the legacy of her father, brother Ernie Chambers. So this is definitely a milestone. But shout out to brother Ike Kid. He's been over there helping her with some of the media that they've been doing. Of course, as you know, brother Ernie Chambers has still been doing his podcast and media thing. The Ernie Chambers show has been going on. So they've been, getting down over there and looking to grow and expand. And yeah, definitely glad to see this latest chapter in that whole development project. If you haven't seen the building, it's a massive building. The vision is beautiful, and I can't wait to see that whole project. Just another one of the things in North Omaha that's booming. Only if you knew.
There you go. Man, there's so much good stuff happening around. It's in the north side, on the north side especially. Just good grassroots stuff, but also a lot of
That
money
part.
coming in at the same time. This is a prime opportunity for people to really kind of get their heads around teaming up. We really got to get over the stuff we got to get over so we can team up. We don't want to let any of these opportunities kind of slip through the fingers.
That part,
Like
that
that.
part, that
Yeah.
part. Actually, speaking of that, in the second hour, I did want to get on the Love Supreme tip a little bit, and speaking of the wins, also give some shout out to brother Nick Boyu, and is My Omaha. Again, if you didn't hear, the documentary My Omaha, which features our friend brother Leo Lewis, and kind of follows really Omaha, the story of Omaha throughout the whole Freedom Summer, saga, like that whole situation, and several years following that, and kind of examines the division that we're seeing in this country, especially as Trump has made his rise into a second term. A very, very, very powerful film, and it will be making its national debut later this year in October. I believe October 5th will be the national premiere on PBS of My Omaha. So again, Omaha finding itself at a microcosm of a national discussion that will be right in time as we get ready for the November midterm election. So
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
definitely can't wait to see how this film kind of you know, makes his impact as far as the conversation and just the story that's being told, man. If you haven't seen that, I might have to play that trailer for y'all in a second, man. It's
Yeah.
yes, it's powerful.
Get down, man. Shout out to them. Congratulations. Shout out to Independent Lens. They're the company that
Yeah,
bought them. Independent Lens has great documentaries. A great roster of documentaries that play on PBS. It's a dream to have a documentary film snatched up by Independent Lens for real. Here's some of the films here. Some of the other stuff,
man.
man. Yeah, bro. These major films got snatched up in My Omaha is one of them. So I'll be looking out for that. Independent Lens on PBS definitely, and congratulations. I
Yeah,
love
man.
what you're saying. Like, I can't wait to see the impact of this film in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the conversation is very timely. Like, for me, that's kind of where my focus, will be here on this second hour, as far as the teamwork making the dream work, and the need for some solidarity, and and the need for some coming together on many fronts, man. But it's getting dangerous out here. I'll just say that, like, it's getting past the political debates, and kind of the culture war that we've been seeing on the podcast front, with the rise of the Charlie Kirks and the Joe Rogans and a lot of these podcasters that have now, some of them find their way into Trump's cabinet.
Mm.
But as far as it's spilling out into the streets now, and really some of the racial tensions, kind of seeing them play themselves out during the World Cup. I don't know if you've seen some of that madness that's been going on, but especially Argentina, man, they was out here, especially in Atlanta, they were out here showing their whole rear end, man. It was,
Mm.
yeah, yeah, and it was, again, very racially charged. They were, attacking black folk. I don't know if you saw I Show Speed. They were throwing stuff on him. Like, it's getting dangerous, man. It's getting dangerous. And times like this, you got to find your solidarity, find your team, man.
I mean, gang up, gang.
Yeah,
Let's take a quick break, man. It's going down 5:08 and 5:08. If you believe in the concept of time, second hour of First Guy Omaha in the evening.
in the evening. There you
And
go.
yeah, we're gonna dive deep. We're gonna get in. So tell a friend, get ready. Let's have some deep conversation coming up. Stay tuned. Right back here.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Your Sky Omaha in the evening.
Hey, good catch. In the evening.
Autumn.
hey,
Yeah.
gotta be quicker than that.
Shout out to everybody who's joining us, man. You guys are the diehards. Appreciate you guys
Man.
joining us on this new time. And let us know how the time is working for you. We definitely are testing something out here. Usually we test it out over the course of the season, so give some people a chance to get used to it and remember it's happening and come back, and then we'll assess. But yeah, keep it in mind right now how it's working for you, whether or not evening time is better, and if we can get more and different people engaged. We'd love to hear from expand the engagement a little bit as well, and also keep bringing you some of the news and some of the things that we will always do that, and then always have that discussion with you, the community, about that news. And as we lean more into resources and more just community, just teaming up. Really is what this whole thing is about. It. It's interesting that the teamwork makes the dream work season fell right now, because this is exactly the time we're expanding the team. Exactly the times like you're saying, buddy. Like, we need to be doing something about the solidarity needs help in a big way. You were talking about Argentina a little earlier. RG said Argentina is wild for that burger joint.
Did you see that, bro?
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Did you see that, bro? I got a comment. Yeah. I got a comment that went kind of viral on under that post, man. I got 1,000 likes on my comment.
All right.
But yeah. Just pointing out Argentina, like, as far as the teamwork and what team they on. Remember, Argentina was one of the countries that didn't want to recognize slavery as a world crime against humanity. It was only 3 countries.
Right. One of the 3.
Man, United States and Israel. Like, that's a great company to be in. Great company.
It's interesting when they when stuff like this happens. Of course, we are the ones that pay a lot of attention to this type of platform. So there's so many people that are coming on TikTok, Black women that live in Argentina, that are telling their stories now, chiming up, talking about how bad it is. It's a thing. So, and it makes you remember that people are getting oppressed worldwide by many different groups. That's the thing I always be thinking about too. You'd be thinking about stuff that goes on outside of America, and how there's some racism here, but it's different and this and that. You got to think about all the countries trying to be like America.
Man, and that's the point. Like you say, it's many different groups. I kind of got to push back on that, because the connection to Argentina is many of the Nazi generals after World War II. That's where they went. They went to Argentina.
Whoa.
And where did Nazi Germany get their tactics? From the United States. From the slavery to the highway system, all of it.
Wow. Yeah, that's rough.
Man. And how was Israel created? Because of World War II. I'm just saying. Just saying. You gotta think about it. But yeah. People in Argentina try to. There's no justifying that. There's no justifying. If you haven't seen it, I think I shared the post on Friends of, as far as this new burger joint in Argentina. But that's the vibe right now. That's the vibe. And again, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Because not only is Argentina one of the countries that didn't recognize slavery as a crime against humanity, they're also one of the countries that successfully eliminated all of its about 80 to 90% of its indigenous population.
Right. That's wild.
It is wild. And again, more things change, the more they stay the same. Because I don't know if you heard Ricketts' comments, but he's chiming up on this whole birthright citizenship situation. So again, you say it's different groups of people, but if you watch how the tactics move and how information changes, and it's just the same people doing the same stuff.
I don't know. This Argentina thing feels new.
It's very interesting to look at. But again, as far as the point of how Argentina changed the color and face of its population is what I'm paying attention to and seeing, is the United States trying to follow suit with all this 14th Amendment talk and birthright citizenship talk. Where is this leading? Where is this really leading? So again, I do find it interesting. The Lincoln Journal Star are reporting that our former governor, current representative, U.S. Senator Pete Ricketts, on Wednesday said that he believes Congress should clarify birthright citizenship and address what he's calling birth tourism through legislation.
Mm-mm-mm.
You hear about this?
Yep. Wild.
Yeah, man. If you haven't heard, again, former governor of Nebraska, Pete Ricketts, and current congressman, is chiming up on Trump's whole move to eradicate birthright citizenship, saying when people are abusing the system and coming here specifically on tourist visas to have their babies and then go home, that's clearly not what our founders intended or what the writers of the 14th Amendment intended, which again, if you remember, Ava DuVernay is supposed to be doing a documentary in partnership with Netflix on that exact amendment being the 14th. So again, this is apparently the topic of the national conversation right now. He goes on to say, I think that we have an opportunity to be able to pass legislation and that has a different force of law than, for example, an executive order by the president. So again, Rick is trying to put something on the books. What say you? What say you?
Yeah, very interesting that he did this. I'm kind of I wasn't expecting it, but I understood it, but I wasn't expecting him to kind of speak out on this thing now. But it could be because there was a win. There was just recently a judge struck down this thing too. So there was a win, and now kind of feels like they're trying to bring out some new guns and come speak up and uh, float some new terms out there about it,
Yeah.
birthright tourism and stuff like that. Yeah, and it's interesting that of course it's Ricketts, and so and we're so tied in with everybody who is so mad at him that that's all the calls I got that week as well. Like, you know what Ricketts just said?
Man.
Yeah, hot mess. It makes me think we better get Precious back on here and have some conversation about a couple of things. There's a couple of things she's been taking a seat, listening to in a real way, and saying what's up. But I do think that it had a lot to do with there was a win with that birthright citizenship situation. This judge struck a thing down that they were trying to make happen, and I knew that it was just going to, it was retaliation from that was going to happen. Just interesting that he, out of all people, chimed up on that one. For
Oh
me,
yeah.
it's just interesting that happened.
I mean, and also you got to look at Nebraska and the role that it plays in immigration nationally. Omaha is an immigration hub, a very active immigration hub. Nebraska in general, we haven't talked really about some of the rural cities, but there's been an uptick in immigrants coming in rural areas as well as especially from the south, the global south as they're calling it, finding their ways into Macy and Nebraska City and things like that. Again, you know, what is this really looking like as far as why is Ricketts chiming up on this situation? It is interesting. This article lays out that Ricketts was a co-sponsor of the Birthright Citizenship Act of 2025, which again would prevent children of undocumented immigrants and those in the U.S. on temporary visas from receiving automatic citizenship as laid out in the 14th Amendment. And when you add that into something that's not really being reported, but the Office of Remigration, something we got to talk about. I don't know if you've been hearing about this, Paul, or if many of you in the chat are familiar with the concept of remigration. But essentially, it's the opposite of immigration or deportation. As far as the country having partnerships with other countries and bringing them in. Right now, South Africa is having a very strong conversation or partnership with the United States as far as some of the Afrikaners making their way to the United States and getting some of these benefits.
Wow.
So yeah, you got to the writing on the wall as far as this country being hostile
Yeah.
towards. Go ahead.
I'm kind of I heard something recently about where we're at right now. We have switched from them trying to act as if they're not acting anymore. They're not trying to hide any of this stuff anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There's no more double speak. It's just straight plain. They think that this place is supposed to be for white people, and we're gonna make it that way, one way or another, for real. Uh,
Man.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, man, I just, I kind of, I definitely want to. I think this is one of these things that it felt like when that win happened with that one judge who struck that down, that it was going to be some retaliation. How much further they're going to go? I remember when we were talking about this probably about 6 months ago, on a previous season. We talked extensively about this because he was trying. We were talking about how it was going to go from, they were really targeting Mexican people at one point, and if you didn't think this was going to happen to black folks, they're trying to act as if you're not a citizen of this country, and they, and there was a real kind of what's going to happen if they go down that road, and I don't think they've ever stopped. I think this is a reminder that
Mhm.
they've never stopped going down that road, and this is something that they would definitely want to get down with. So again, and they're perfectly willing to go against the Constitution to do it too. That's the other
Oh
crazy
yeah.
thing, hiding behind Constitution all the time, except for when they want to fully do something totally against it, and then they're fine with changing it up.
Yep. So, and which again also is one of the big plays that I'm kind of peeping on the back end of this midterm election. If the midterm goes a certain way and they get a certain majority, then there could be a constitutional convention called with, I believe, 2/3 of the states, which would be about 35 states. Which at that point, God knows what they're gonna change in the Constitution. Which brings me to the last point, as far as the violence that's been upticking in this country. Again, it's not just some of the political rhetoric that we're seeing. It's not just some of the social media and podcast rhetoric. Not even just some of the laws that we're seeing being changed, that we kind of already know what it is, like the gerrymandering that's been going on, but just outright violence on both sides, that's coming out in this country. The Nebraska Examiner reported recently that Governor Pillen's family apparently received a threat. His children or grandchildren were threatened. Someone said that they would basically go to the children's school and attack them there. That person has been apprehended, but this has been just the latest in a string of threats and actually successful attacks against public officials in the last several years. Back in 2024, of course, President Donald Trump has had multiple assassination attempts on his life. There was an arson of Pennsylvania Governor Manchin, Governor Josh Shapiro, who was actually a Democrat. Just last year, there was an arson situation at his house. If you remember, man, this was widely reported in 2020, an attempt to kidnap then Governor of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer, I believe, in her husband. There was also just last year a gunman killed Minnesota State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband. So again, it's getting active as far as some of the political violence, but it's not just stopping there. Some of the racial violence going on, as I mentioned, we call Nebraska the Midwest, the Mississippi of the Midwest. We have to think, as far as things being hostile towards black bodies specifically. Of course, this week has been heavy on the Nolan Wells situation. If you remember Nolan Wells, the young man that went on a camping trip or went on a boating trip with his friends. He was the only black kid on the trip, didn't make it home. There was an initial autopsy, an initial report. They try to say there was no foul play, that it was self-inflicted, and now more news is coming out on that situation. But again, while that's been the most highly reported, that's not the only situation recently that has happened. If you remember, also now being reported in Minnesota, there was a young man that went to a music festival, and he was attacked, and there's more information coming out about that. Luckily, he survived that attack, but just another case. If you remember, the young lady went on a trip with her boyfriend out of town, and she didn't make it back. So again, there's a lot of questions as far as hostilities towards black folk, and what's really going on in this country, and how we should be moving, and who's safe, who's not.
I
All
hear that.
questions and conversations. Go ahead.
Right along with that, I'm thinking about the way that women have become less safe
Man,
as well. We've had now 4 murder suicides in Nebraska in Nebraska alone, and women at the hands of these men dying in the same kind of way. It's not nothing's safe. There's nothing safe right now. That's what it feels like. And people drawing closer to each other is the only thing that's really kind of keeping everybody together in a big way, keeping everybody safe, drawing close to your families, and
man,
and so on and so forth. So it's you know we talk we there's so many groups that I feel like are under siege from a smaller amount of group of people. This is always the case. We're never outnumbered. We're always just out organized
hmm
because there's a small group of people that are always trying to terrorize these larger groups, and we have to find some kind of way to come together to be able to circumvent that.
man. And I think I appreciate what you shared as we kind of get into the last back end of the show and start to wrap up. Our style is not to just leave off with the doom and gloom, but to come with some kind of solution, something that we can do, some action item in order to combat everything that we're talking about. Yeah, Marlon, I saw the Nancy Grace situation with Nolan Wells. Hilarious. But yeah, man. Yeah. He says Nolan Wells case brought Nancy Grace out of retirement. She's playing around with this case.
Mm,
Or she ain't playing around really. But
mm,
we'll definitely, see how this plays out. But the larger conversation of, I appreciate what you posted, Paul, as far as just that, coming together. I think it was Vice, that Vice article that talks about the reports, as far as happiness and actual studies looking at when people come together and live in life with one another, it actually combats some of the things that we're seeing. Because that's also one of the things that's been jumping out in the background. While all this, danger is seeming like it's being presented in society, there's a lot of isolation, a lot of people feeling lonely, a lot of people feeling isolated and not connected and just by themselves. And that, this feeling of danger and fear and not knowing who to trust only makes that worse. So, the really only way to come together, or really to combat that, excuse me, is to come together. And some of the things that are jumping out to me socially, try to loosen it up on this Friday in the face of all this doom and gloom, is that this feeling of coming together. Because on the opposite side of some of the things that we saw as far as the racism and the nonsense with the World Cup, there was a lot of coming together and sharing of cultures, and that with the World Cup. And then also, I'm thinking of Streamer University for some reason.
mm,
Again, bringing which sometimes also brings together different cultures and different backgrounds and different people, and
mm.
just man, yeah, that's a whole interesting another phenomenon. But yeah, the idea of coming together, living alive with one another, and talking, and really in real time as well. I do think a lot of what's going on as far as the divisiveness in this country is coming from these bots. It's been reported that there's more bots online than there are real people. So again, a good way to combat that is living alive with one another, really teaming up, coming together.
Tell us how you are. We'd love to hear from you, the people, how it is that you live a life with one another, team up. What have you had to do in order to keep each other more safe? I'm thinking about some friends of mine who switch their work around so a parent can be there to pick up their kid from school each time
hmm
because of the fact that they don't want their kid to have to walk home or the kid to have to ride home with anybody else. Felt that that was the move they made for safety's sake. Let us know how you do that. I know a lot of men as well. A lot of friends of mine that are the kind of protector kind of guys, and so they have absolutely shored up their homes, their cars, their situation in order to be able to protect. We definitely spend more time with the family, with the parents, with the elderly parents, especially the grandparents, and really try to take heed. I definitely see an uptick in a lot of people that I know that check on each other. You on your way home? Let me know if you made it home.
Man,
Lots of that kind of stuff going on just in general. And when that kind of stuff starts happening, it's because people are really starting to get scared. So I kind of want to put it out there to you as well. Chad Chimers, Ghost listeners, hit us up. Let us know what it is that has changed in your life and how it is that you feel safe or don't feel safe. And how has you putting your team together or shoring up your team help that? Definitely would love to know that. Before we kind of move on to there too, I just wanted to give a shout out to the Empowerment Network, who is putting out the first Fridays in the Village. That's
Hey.
coming up August 7th. I'm putting it out early. We put that on the newsletter as well, just
Mm.
because we want you to get ready for this. They don't do first Friday every month, so when it comes up, I definitely want to give enough time in order for you to be able to know it's coming, get ready for it. And they got some special stuff going on too this time around. This the North Omaha Trail featuring Levering and Cabore artist exhibition is happening on that Friday from 6 to 8. I think they're going to do a little walk on the trail and show a little bit of the art that's associated with it as well. So shout out to them. Sponsored by the North Omaha Trail, Omaha Balloon, also the Fabric Lab. So that's what's up. Appreciate that. Some other folks there. So it'll be interesting to do that. There's some food there, culinary presentation by Layla's Catering. So there'll be food for this exhibition, and then you can go check out some art as well. Just another opportunity to do that. I love what the idea is behind the village, especially when we're talking about the Deuce Report, and we're talking about how we are trying to keep up with that and stay in touch with the people that are part of building the Deuce back to its former glory, which is kind of everybody's unspoken dream and unspoken work that they're
Yeah.
doing. And as they do that, safety is an issue too. Shout out to Sherman Wells. Shout out to Brother Kasim. Shout out to the team that got together and decided to do kind of a citizen walk. For a while, they were walking some of the ladies out of the Union for Contemporary Art because there was some situations that happened over there that wasn't safe, and
Mhm.
we teamed up and tried to put some people in motion there too. So that there's a constant kind of a thought process here on how we're going to keep each other in our area safe, and everybody has an idea about that, and everybody has a lane on how to get there, but everybody kind of wants the same thing, and I think that that's what it is. It's interesting when I talk to people who walk around the north side,
Mhm.
they don't feel safe when they go out to the west side or Sarpy County.
Right,
And
right, right,
for
right.
all the people in Sarpy County and the west side and all these people that don't want to come to the north because it's just all violence, trust me, there's a whole bunch of north side folks that don't want to go to the west side for the same reason. I don't like driving to Sarpy County. I get a ticket every time I go to Sarpy County. I get a ticket, just about.
Man, I mean, it's even here in Atlanta, it's kind of interesting. Like people think Atlanta is this black mecca, you know what I mean? But certain counties, you go out there if you want to. Good luck,
Come back before sundown anyway. Man, that's rough. Looks like we lost Buddy. We had to have one. We had to have one technical difficulty today.
Gremlins.
Had to have one. As soon as I said
Yeah.
Sarpy County, then there you went. There it went.
Right. But again, as I mentioned, there's some counties that we are in Atlanta, but we're also still in Georgia. So
Yeah.
there is that.
Yeah. So again, the question is, what do we do? What do we do to live alive with one another and protect one another and so on and so forth? Definitely the thing. The village is what I was talking about. I brought these up because I was thinking about how Empowerment Network, Revive, a lot of these entities out there think about, especially North Omaha, especially the Deuce area, as the village. They do Christmas in the village every year and so on.
Mhm.
This is where Native Omaha Club has our, Native Omaha Days every week, and so on. So I mean, every week, every other year. Um, so this is kind of this is a space that we would love to feel safe in. Recently, we had a tragedy where there was some people that shot into a crowd, and a young lady died right here on the Deuce, and that was tragic. And it was so tragic because of what it was, but it was also very tragic because of where it happened. It's the space that they're trying to really try to keep safe in that way. So it's crazy. And it is in this age of people walking around just randomly shooting in the crowds, not just here, but somebody just did this in Denver and some other
Mm.
places. This kind of, you can't even go to the store without a store getting shot up, or a mosque getting shot up, or a church getting shot up. We also are living in that situation too, and it gets worse because of the administration, the situation that we're in here with this government. It gets worse
Mhm.
than it has been. So again, what Well, what do people are talking about family compounds, and people are talking about a lot of stuff in order to be able to try to stay safe because we're all problem solvers and we feel like we got to solve this problem some kind of way of keeping us and our family safe. So it's constantly on people's mind. RG in the chat says, "I will fly to Denver, but will not drive to Denver." So
Mm,
you get west of Lincoln in 180, and I'm like, nah, player. Yeah,
man.
man.
Especially that stretch. Like to your point, Paul, like while every state around Nebraska is legalizing marijuana, it looks like Nebraska be hell bent on capturing people trying to travel. And that
Right,
that Denver stretch, they know what people going to Denver for.
right, right. Man,
Mm. So yeah,
that's
yeah.
their main catch. That's why we got overcrowding right now.
Man, and building more. You know what I mean? So and they already already know that one's gonna be overcrowded when they open that one. So yeah. There you go. There you go. So yeah, be smart out there, RG. Not saying that's why you going to Denver, but be smart while you traveling. Don't want to get caught.
Big time. But let me ask you a question. When you so recently you had your crew who is who people that you've been working with here like for the past year put a show on, do a show,
Hmm.
and you guys were out and you're out and about. You're also in Atlanta out and about. I know that there's a lot of guns, a lot of stuff going on in Atlanta all the time. And you're in some of these scenes where there's clubs, there's DJs, it's late night, there's rappers, there's all kinds of stuff going on. And I know you never really commented on whether or not there was a situation where you felt unsafe or if it was cool because of the people you were around. Can you comment on that? Can you comment on like whether or not the fam, because you also talk a lot about the family. It's such a
Hmm.
family environment there at the studio and so on. It seems to me like there's opportunity there for some protection when you form groups around groups that are family that way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I mean, even like I'm here at the studio now, and there's been times where, people there's celebrities, you never know who might be here. So there's people who try to break in cars and we gotta
Mm.
watch the parking lot. Um it's I don't know, like there's always danger because of the environment that I'm in, just being around millionaires, being around people with money, being around in the industry. You never know what people's intentions are, so you always got to be vigilant. Yeah, I'm sure you kind of are aware that you worked as a bouncer in the clubs for a while, so
Mhm.
it's always there. Even just recently, one of the events that I love going to is always a chill vibe, but apparently there was a domestic situation that happened at the event. I wasn't there, but the organizers have been very transparent about what happened and how they're responding to it and trying to make sure people are safe. So you know, I try to put myself in environments where I don't have to feel like that. But the reality is just the world that we live in. Though you always got to be vigilant. And as a father, as somebody who's growing into my own manhood, being a protector is always is always a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you always got to be on your P's and Q's. You always got to keep your head on the swivel. You never know in the situation. Um, yeah. So I'm not sure if I answered your question. I definitely try to surround myself around people I trust, people who know how to respond in certain situations, whether you got to get out of there or defend yourself. Just it's the world we live in. You know what I mean? So, um, I don't know. I don't know if that really answered your question, but
Yeah, it did. It did. Yeah, I just kind of wondered how you guys moved there. But also that spawned another question about the cop cities that are right up against the black community there, and the fact that you are in Georgia, where there's certain parts of Georgia you better not be at after dark, which
mhm,
means there's militia groups around and so on and so forth. Is a lot of interaction in that way. I'm thinking about how we always report on how Nebraska has the most militia groups around
mhm, mhm.
surrounding the cities, but you don't hear about too many clashes in those areas, and it could be the reporting, but I don't think that I just think that in general there's not a lot of clashes with those groups, even though it's a thing that you guys stay on high alert. Is that similar to Atlanta?
Um, I think there is no, no, because there is so much of people relegated to their areas. You know what I mean? Like that's one thing people always heard about. Like because racism between the South and the North, it's different, but it's still there. Like you gonna act like states like Ohio and Pennsylvania, like they're not racist. These are definitely racist places that have a long history of racism. But the thing about the Southern racism that I hear a lot is that it's in the open, and you kind of you know what I'm saying. You know that this area is for us, this area ain't for us, and when you in the area that's for you, it's all cool. And when you not in, you go to a sundown town, you know you're in the sundown town, and you know you ain't supposed to be in that sundown town. So there is that. As far as Nebraska, you might get some Nebraska nice things where they smiling in your face, and you might not know what company you in, so that does play a part. But I live 20 minutes from Stone Mountain. There's still Confederate, there's still Confederate faces carved on the side of Stone Mountain now to this day. You walk up Stone Mountain, there's still, regalia and signs and names carved in the mountain to this day. That stuff is still there. Like again, we're here in Atlanta, so there's this Black Mecca feel, but there's also a understanding that we're in Georgia. Like you're still surrounded by these things, and I think that's just par for the course for this country in general. I think there is a more sense of a silo or a bubble here in Atlanta because of the culture that is Atlanta, and because Black culture dominates down here as far as the music and strip clubs and the clothing and sport, just everything. Everything about Atlanta is black, 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 but at the same time, you know where you at.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm definitely thinking of Nebraska on that respect. It's kind of why I mentioned earlier as far as the Mississippi of the Midwest, because there is the militia groups and things like that, and I do think about that more in Nebraska than I do here in Georgia, and I feel like the
Mm,
silo kind of has a place for that. Like I mentioned, if it's not North or South Omaha, like where else do we have to go in
mm.
Nebraska? Kind of in a corner, so you kind of feel it more.
Wow. That's something else. RG says, don't sleep on those social situations. He
Yeah,
also says,
sure.
microaggressions north versus macroaggressions south.
Pretty much,
Interesting.
pretty much, pretty much.
Interesting. Yeah, definitely interested in knowing how to do that. Not just because I'm always in constant conversation about how to keep us and the family safe,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
also since we do what we do here and try to keep a pulse on what's going on in the world and in the country and in our area, especially in micro in a kind of microcosm of the rest of the country right here in Omaha. Then it is something to talk about. It's something to understand. How people are dealing with it. It's interesting to talk to people like Mary Ewing and to talk to other people in the community that feel a more of a police presence is how to keep things safe. A lot of
Mhm.
us in this community don't think that that's the case. As a matter of fact, don't feel very safe when it comes to that. We and that's an issue as well. And when I think about Atlanta, I think about the first time I ever heard about Cop City was Atlanta, and the protest that went on where people actually died trying to stop Cop City from happening,
Man.
and where Cop City is located, how it's right butted up against the black community in the same way that I feel it's I don't know, man, this thing over here on 72nd got me tripping because I just learned about what Fort Omaha was all about, how we got hemmed in
Mm.
because of the base
Mhm.
and on one side, and then they cut the 75 through so you can get off it real fast too. So then now you got access to the black community so quick it's ridiculous. And now the black community is moving towards if out west now is out past 72nd or 72nd, it's almost like a border to be there as well. So that to me, and every time I drive down Lake Street and I'm coming into the Deuce and I see all those police cars on the left right after the freeway. It's just like
Mm.
it's strategically placed law enforcement everywhere black folks are, and it don't feel good. Doesn't feel good all the time. I don't.
Mm.
I'm not one of them kind of people that's like get rid of the police altogether. There is a lot of ignorance that happens all the time. It's the needs sometimes needs that situation, but sometimes it gets to feeling like more times than not it's a problem. It's a problem more times than not half the time. It's at least a burden to always have to be watched in this kind of parental way all the time.
Man.
Yeah, it, it's, it's,
It's
it's
It's funny you said that because also as we're having this conversation, I'm thinking of Atlanta is in the nation, if not the top, it's at least top three most surveilled cities in the nation, which also, kind of plays a role in whether or not you feel like safe or not, and who's watching you and your definition of safe. Because man, I'm still convinced that these Waymos are a part of this flock system, and
Mhm,
you know what I mean? And if I'm not
mhm,
mistaken, Waymos are making their way to Omaha too. Again, and there's been a lot of conversation about these flock cameras, and there's actually been some communities that are trying to eradicate flock from their communities. And there's back doors and who has access to the data that flock collects. They're not obligated to remove some of the cameras, so even if your city council elects to eliminate their contract with flock, the cameras will still be up in some areas. I mean, it's just a whole nother conversation. And now we haven't even really got to the bombshell of the week. But while a lot of people are looking at whatever they're looking at, I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to the United States government, United States military joining forces with the Israeli defense, which is a whole nother situation. So now, you really got to think like who has access to our conversations, who has access to our movements, who has access to all of our surveillance,
mhm.
and how it's being used.
We'll have to talk about this on Monday. Get into it. Israel is now more powerful than the USA in a way. We'll have to talk about how this is affected. What's going on here with that? And
It's
I
a
feel
huge
like
thing.
we got a lot of people a lot of chat chimers that are going to love to jump down this rabbit hole for real. And that one and a few more. Definitely some more things happening here. We got about 15 minutes left in the show. And we do want to kind of, even though there's some more stuff that we really kind of need to get to, we also love to get to this point in the show when we start talking about some solutions and get
Hmm.
back to the theme about what the solutions really entail, which is us finding some solidarity in how it is that we move, and not just finding solidarity, but after you find the solidarity, after you have the conversations, what are the actions that you're going to take after that as well? So shout out to everybody who's out here trying to make things happen. Shout out to Marlon Harrison to put this in Friends of First Sky Omaha. This is a safe. I'm sure this will be a safe event to go to here. This is brought to you by the Jesuit school there. It is Saturday, July 25th from 2 to 6. Everyone in the community is welcome. Food trucks, games, music. It's the 22 Street Club block party.
Hmm.
Shout out to Marlon Harrison for putting that down. Another safe event that I'm thinking is going to be a good one is brought to you here by Untamed. I ain't never worried when Untamed and BAA's in the room. We gonna be chilling.
Hey,
Power Wheels car show going down in Miller Park. Speaking of Miller Park, this is also July 26th from 1 to 5. They're going to be giving out prizes: best car, best truck, best motorcycle. Be food, all kinds of stuff going on.
hey,
Yeah, man, it's gonna be my kind of show for real.
yeah.
Yeah, put
I've
my
been to
power.
one of those. It's a good time. It's a good time, man. It's good, some good, clean family fun, man. I went to one year. They had the car show teamed up with the bike derby, and they was out there racing on the bikes and giving the bikes away, man. So yeah, bring the babies out there, look for something to do.
And that's my point. That safety thing, right? When you say bring the babies outside to do something, you bring the babies, you bring all the protectors. You bring the
Hmm.
protectors, they making sure that ain't nothing popping off when they can be outside, be safe, be kids, and have fun. And it's not just being physically safe, but also being mentally able to just have fun with no worry as a
Man,
kid.
man.
And that's the kind of work that the protectors are trying to do. So I always want to support that stuff and give them a shout out and keep that going, because that's what we do when we talk about what to do. We get together and take care of each other like that. So shout out to Sherman Wells Untamed. Shout out to everybody involved with those events, and everybody who's not giving up. Just gonna keep on trying to bring people together and have some food, have some fun, and live alive with one another, no matter what's going on in the world. We're gonna keep on working on it. Marlon
There you
Harrison
go.
in the chat says, while Omaha police has his issues like every other city, I feel like Omaha is better situation than most cities. I was just having this conversation with Pops the other day, man. I kind of agree. I kind of feel like Omaha police has their problems, but I've lived in cities with way worse problems with the police. I'm from California, bro. I'm from Rodney King territory. This is the home of where SWAT got involved, got in.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I might have PTSD growing up in North Omaha. Like that was the only place where I've had, like still to this day, if I'm going down the street and I see an officer coming this way, I'm watching the rearview mirror the whole time to see if they doing that classic U-turn. Because this happened to me so many times. I'm just driving down the street minding my business. They come in the opposite direction, see it's a black kid driving the car, do a U-turn. Like, and I've never had that happen to me in any other city
I'm
than
sorry,
Omaha.
bro. California invented that, bro. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
I'm not saying Cal. I mean, I know about the LAPD. Like we're talking about Rodney King, but yeah, as far as Omaha, man, and places that I've lived, you know what I mean. I've lived in a few cities, a few states, and Omaha is still one of those places where I got that PTSD.
Well, let me tell you, first time I ever got pulled over in Omaha in 2010 when I got in town. It was the same situation. I'm driving down the street, see when they got passed. I'm looking in the rearview mirror because I'm from LA, and every time you do, and they go flip one on you, and they did flip one on me, pulled me over. I got out the car, hands on the roof. I doggone almost laid on the ground because that's what I'm used to as far as PTSD is concerned. When it comes, that cop was like, "What are you doing? Get on back in your car. You just, I'm,
Man,
hey." I called everybody in California. The cops are so cool out here. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Yeah. I've never been pulled over in California and not had to sit out on the curb or lay down on the ground and on the freeway. Never.
man,
I've never gotten pulled over by a cop and didn't have to get out of the car and lay down on the street. So yeah. Everybody got their problems. This is for real, for
mm-hmm,
real.
mm-hmm.
And the problem's getting the problem. It's interesting because like I felt like that was kind of one of our big problems a few years back when we were really kind of talking about. There's a lot of killings that was going on, young black people, unarmed black folks,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody was really kind of chiming up about it. And doesn't it feel even more so like now we are dealing like with the ICE situation and everything else that's going on? I'll be happy to see Schmatter and them. I'll be
Man,
compared to everything else that's happening around here. It's almost like it's almost like, well, how do they turn into the good guys? You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, no, I got you. It's almost like it's like man, the real cops. You know what I mean? Just how bad the ICE cats have been. Like, and some of
And
it's
not just the cats out here in Omaha. It's also the sheriff and the sheriff's department turned into the bad guys to the point where the OPD is like, look, y'all don't even put us in this. Y'all did that,
they not like us.
man. RG says, "Hey man, 1991 and 2011 was wild in these Omaha streets."
Hey man, I'm trying to tell you that whole window has been. I was born in '93. My first introduction to the police is somebody supposed to come to our house for a birthday party. He ain't make it. Classic wallet situation. It's my first earliest memory of the Omaha police.
Man, so y'all were wild back there, man. It's yeah. Um, it's unfortunate. I mean, we're in a different time. Check this out, bro. I just had this conversation with my brother-in-law. I don't know how many people on here are familiar with the TV show The Wire.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of the greatest TV shows of all time. It's something I got to watch about every other year. 5 seasons, and they're kind of breaking down a city from corner boys to the mob to organized crime to teachers to the press to the politicians. Each season is focused on one of those aspects, and it gives more complete picture of troubles in the city. I think it's time for The Wire Part 2 because look what era we're in right now. Look at how we would do this now. What are the dope boys doing now? They ain't on the corners like they were before, and technology is different. They ain't no wiretaps now. What are they doing to surveil you now? To bust that open on the first season, bust up in the second season with the politicians. We're in Trump era politics, right?
Facts. Uh-oh. Okay.
They try to get me. See,
I wasn't sure if I froze or what happened.
nah, bro. They try to look. I didn't change my name. All kinds of stuff going on. Look,
Dang.
bro. They know this is. They know this. They know I'm on to something right now. They're trying to get me. They're trying to get me. Uh, but yeah, man. Where was I? I was on season 2 with the politicians, Trump era politics.
Mm-hmm.
Think about where organized crime is right now, and think about how organized crime is now PayPal mafia. Organized crime is now Facebook, Google, Tesla. Organized crime is different. That third season. Think about where they're at now with taking things that we started reporting about them taking stuff out of social studies books. Now they're completely erasing stuff like Martin Luther King's story and everything. Like, think about what the teachers got to deal with in school right now. 4th season,
Man.
and then think about 5th season. Think about the 4th estate. Think about what is going on with fake news. Think about AI bots and everything that goes on to get your news and where you get your news from on your phone. Think about how the 5th season got to play out. It's time for The Wire Part 2.
Hey, when you're right, you're right. When you're right, you're right. And really, like, on this is a Friday on the Love Supreme tip. I don't think anything else can really illustrate those points the same. You know what I mean? In a more impactful way than a visual medium like a show, documentary, movie type vibe.
I'm gonna have to get on this, bro.
Hey, might be something to it. Again, that's our solution. That's our lane. Is one of them, at least, as far as the Love Supreme and creating art that reflects these times. People need it. Yeah. RG knows ball.
Hey man, yeah man. I was even I feel like it's what I just broke down was because of these conversations we've been having for these last 5 years. We've been
Mm-hmm.
in the fact that we have these evergreen conversations, almost like each season. It really is, and the fact that we have seasons, the fact that we have broken those seasons down into, into some lanes that they are obviously glued together with other lanes with other. We can't have follow the money without teamwork makes
Yeah.
the dream work. We can't, you know what I'm saying? Like we can't
Mhm.
have right. So we understand how these things are all interconnected now in that way. That's what it is. Yeah. As soon as you're right. As soon as I said Trump politics, Trump got the freeze
Hey,
on.
hey, they watching. The watcher.
We appreciate you guys hanging with us, man. Before we get out here, got about 3 minutes left. What are you thinking, buddy? On just that Love Supreme tip, I kind of want to make sure that we leave off on something hopeful, if at the very least. How you
Something
feeling?
hopeful. Man, my Omaha. Again, is a pretty succinct wrap up of what we're talking about in a Love Supreme way, as far as the documentary goes, and reaching heights that we only hope that our art can reach, as far as the national, bringing it to your living rooms, man. So big shout out to brother Nick Ballou. But you again, my Omaha, getting purchased by Independent Lenses, will be making its national debut October 5th on PBS. Definitely check it out, man. Again, Omaha, our little old community in Omaha, being a microcosm of what's going on in the nation, finding its way right in the center of these conversations.
That's real. Speaking of conversations, my Love Supreme today is going to be about our First Sky music
Hey.
discussions. We just had a nice little interchange yesterday because when we got the news that Diggable Planets was coming to Omaha, there was a little bit of discussion about that, which I thought was dope. We got a code from Mark Manor to get in and get some early tickets. Some people hit us up that were on there. Was like, hey, what's the code? Let's get a group together. Let's go. It felt good to kind of talk about what was happening. So if you we just kind of are slowly but surely bringing on folks. If you want to be a part of this, it's not, of course it's not necessary, but it is fun. We do have some music discussions over there, and right now it just got used to talk about how to live a life with one another, get together and see a legendary group that got brought to this coming to Omaha. So shout out to everybody who's been a part of this as well. First Sky music discussions. I think we're going to be having a lot more discussions as we go, just because of how many, high level and local dope artists are happening right now. and
Mhm.
the connection we have between here in Atlanta and the connection we have between here in LA. And yeah, so I'm feeling like there's a narrative here that's wrapping around a lot of ways. So and we talk about following the money and what kind of things are happening in Omaha in particular is trying to save the brain drain, that's trying to bring economy to this situation, that's bringing flavor, that is something that, especially when it comes to us and our culture, that is being showcased. And if we can have some ownership over that kind of showcasing and those things coming to us, that's a whole lane. That's a whole opportunity for us to have some economic development coming out of North and South Omaha in a big way. So
Man.
it's part of the conversation, even if it feels very left, very 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 left field, very love supreme. There's other things that are more important. What's more important than love supreme?
Come
So
on. Come on. Come on. Tell you what God love.
Stephen Abraham, what's happening, man? He says, good evening, Warriors. Appreciate you, bro.
Peace.
Yeah, we just about to get out of here. RG says, before we get out of here, y'all ask about the strongman contest. Yeah, please let us know. He said 5th out of 10 this year compared to 5th out of 5 last year. Okay, that's what's up, bro.
Okay. Hey. From last to top 5.
Sounds like it's growing. Then you got top 5, which, by the way, we are going to be doing little surveys on top 5.
Hey, top 5.
Top 5 on the music discussion page. Stay tuned for that. RG, proud of you, bro. That's what's up. You're inspiring me to get out there and get busy with it. So that's what's up. I'm glad that you did that, and congratulations. And I'm sorry that I missed it. I kind of wanted to go check out the whole competition and everything. I think I might have been out of town when it went down. But keep us posted, man. That's definitely something I'd love to support and get down with as well. Keep us posted on that, man. And keep it up.
Word.
Bob says, great Friday evening show. Thanks for your dedication. You're definitely appreciated. Have a phenomenal weekend and see you on Monday. Appreciate you, Pops. Thank you. Buddy, you got some words for the people?
Man, thank y'all. I've been watching the numbers throughout today's show. It's been pretty steady. So appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. Hopefully those numbers grow. Remember to tell a friend. Same usual suspects, but a different time, man. Again, trying this Friday evening in the evening. Yeah, and trying that out, man. So definitely check us out, and continue to tell a friend. Take care of yourselves this weekend, and check us out at the new time on Monday. Again, 3-hour show on Mondays now, man. So tap in with us. In the meantime, between time, Paul B.
Yo,
take it away, man.
Man, we're gonna fire up the guests. It's time to start bringing on some guests for this season. We got lots to talk about. A lot of coalition builders that we're gonna have on to talk about how to build the teams and how to manage teams and all that kind of stuff. I got some ideas on who to bring on for that. So we're gonna do a lot of talking about that, and that's happening as well. We're gonna bring back the Senator Cipher, the monthly meetup with the mayor as well, and a few other surprises that we got going on. Also, keep on looking for our YouTube page and our Facebook. YouTube page and our website, firstsky.omaha.com. There's a lot of changes being made over there. More content and material. Definitely go check out the new articles from the Content Creator Camp alumni that just dropped a couple things there too, and definitely go check those things out and look for more. Lots that's happening that we're getting ready to start doing as far as reports are concerned in certain areas. So expanding journalism is what we're here to do. I'm excited about it, and expanding the team as we go. So it's going down. It's going down. Just come with us. Marlon Harrison, I really appreciate you putting that in Friends of too. He says, mention that the 2027 Native Omaha Days are July. You look at the dates now, July 26th through August 2nd. Start planning your vacations now.
Okay.
It is so good for you to lock in those dates. We can put those on the calendar. We can make sure everybody knows what they are. And yes, to have a whole year to plan, to make sure that we do it big. And this is not just for people coming, but it's people like us that want to have a booth there this time and all that kind of stuff. Like we got time. We got some time now. We know what the dates are.
Man.
So, yeah. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you very much. RG says, man, it was Des Moines. You ain't trying to make that drive.
It's not too bad.
It's not, and I've been wanting to go to Des Moines. I thought when I moved to Nebraska, I'd go to Des Moines a few times. They got a pretty dope music scene out there that I've been hearing about for years. Yeah.
Actually, I have met a couple of acts out of Des Moines. Shout out to Culture House. They had a couple cats out of Des Moines come through that I was able to meet. Before I left during my trip to Omaha, took the babies to Adventureland. So, got out to Des Moines, man. So, it ain't too bad out there. Ain't too bad.
There you go. It ain't too far, bro. I'm from
No.
LA. I'll hop in the car and go somewhere in a hot minute.
Yeah, you only talking about a couple hours, 2-3 hours. It's a weekend trip.
That's Vegas to Cali. That's Vegas to Cali. Ain't nothing.
Man, come on.
Ariel's 402 says, with the top 5, first have a top 5 elimination. Pac, Big, Nas, Jay-Z, Eminem, and out, and then go to top 5. Okay, so so you're saying that keep the obvious top 5s out, and we'll start a new top 5. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about you too, brother Sanchez, because there was an article that Kyle Eustace, who's part of that group, did with Ice-T just recently. And it's over there on the page for you, so go check it out.
Hey, check it out.
Right on, man. Thank you guys for joining us today. We really appreciate it. Shout out to the Umaha tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Shout out to our elders allowing us to speak before you. Shout out to you, the chat chimers, allowing us to speak with you. Really appreciate you guys doing that. Do us a favor. Share the show. Tell a friend. Let them know that we're on in the evenings. Let them know that we're looking to assess if we want to keep going on the evening. So we want people's feedback. And you can always hit us up at firstskyOmaha@gmail.com. Also, I want to give a shout out to Adrenaline, because I think that's the only reason why I was able to stay up today.
Man,
I've literally been up for about 28 hours now, just about, with the caveat of maybe two of a couple winks. Totally exhausted, but I was so hyped about being able to come and do this evening show and build something. It's like we're building something new again, and I love it.
Yeah, it's exciting. Thank you for sticking it through, man. But hey, get you some rest.
Absolutely. All right, we'll see you guys on Monday. Take care of yourselves this weekend. Peace.
By the way, Vanglorious, this is protected by the red, the black, and the green. At the crossroad, with the key.
By any means necessary.